Hey guys, it's good to see you all again. Welcome back to the channel. As always, I started off with this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is just for entertainment purposes only, so let's be entertained. Today, what are we looking at? Well, I have it on a slightly longer time frame. We got it on the 30-minute chart right now. Why the 30-minute chart? Well, I'm noticing a pattern. See the flagpole with the bull flag? We've seen that before. Flagpole with the bull flag, flagpole with the bull flag. And what happens? Well, in the past, it's broke up. It's broke up violently. So is that going to happen again? Well, we can't be sure, but we can look at patterns and we can hope that they repeat themselves. I was watching it today. As it was forming, we got the flagpole and the bull flag. It was just setting up perfect. Riding high on what I'm been calling the danger zone for the past week or so. If you've been watching the videos, we are sitting on that higher side, which is nice because we talked about the gaps that are involved. We have a gap to the lower side at $8.50, and then we have one up to the higher side, somewhere between $13.50 and $15, just going from memory. So roughly a $3 move from here in either direction is a possibility. So right now, what we have to do is just find patterns, see what's going to happen, and let that be our confidence. The risk to reward is about even. So, it's not more confident to go one way or the other at the moment. But the setup I liked. It was, like I said, forming perfectly today. And then they just hammered us down right at the end to break us out of there. There was considerable amount of volume that just dumped on us. So I don't know if that was real. I think that was just to scare a few people going into after hours. But last time we saw this flag form, it really took off in the after hours. It didn't take long. They hammered it down here and then it climbed right back up and just ripped. So I don't want to get your hopes up, but I mean, it very well could happen again, and I'm definitely going to be watching what happens as time goes on this evening, see if we get that same setup. Again, also, just be mindful that we've been struggling at this $11.50 range, so we've been banging our heads off of it, and what happens when we bang our heads off of it? Well, eventually, it just dies of exhaustion. So that is a concern as well to the downside. But the setup, I think, could really go either way at this moment. This 1 hour here didn't give me enough confirmation. I think that was just a scare tactic. So I've been looking at the options chain. It's just absolutely insane for this Friday at the 1050 strike. If we close above 1050, there's 18,000 calls approximately that are in the money. That's 1.8 million shares. If this thing happens to work its way above 18, that's another 61,000 calls that are in the money, 6.1 million. So what are we looking at there? 7.9 million calls that could be in the money if we close above 18. That is absolutely insane for a float this size. I don't even know what would happen there. I saw some reports that TD might have been shutting down the ability to buy calls even until something gets straightened out. I couldn't confirm or deny that. I just seen it floating around the internet, and I thought, hey, if they can short it 200%, why can't we go above the float on calls, But what I did, and nobody feel obligated to copy me, obviously, but I rolled some calls out just because I wanted to see what happens on Friday. I didn't want to cut myself short. I still wanted to be involved in the play. So that's just me. It was probably the wrong decision. They cost more right now. Obviously, it cost me quite a bit of money to roll those out. But I made some money too whenever I was selling the old ones off to roll a little bit further off. So let's keep an eye on this flag. Like I said, I'm not trying to get anybody's hopes up, but we are seeing a little bit of strength here in the after hours already, and we've seen this pattern before, so possibly something awesome could play out there. The RSI on most of the longer time frames, they've had a moment to cool off. They're sitting somewhere around 50, give or take. So I think as long as we are close to that 50, we got a nice opportunity that it could really push again. And that's what I'm hopeful for. That's what I'm watching for. The volume has cooled off over the past couple days a little bit. So maybe it took that breather, it's resting, and it's getting ready for another run. I do like that we consolidated higher in this danger zone because I want to see us fill that gap to the upside before we ever even think about coming down. They can fill that way later. Let's just go ahead and continue on the upside. So again, just watching the patterns, seeing if they're going to play out over and over again. Why not starting to actually get a cross back up on the 30-minute? It's getting close. So that could also push us in a bullish nature. If it does get that cross up, it looks decent on most of our longer time frames. Nice consolidation, if we want to call it that. Finally, you know, we're not just jumping all over the place. We do like the volatility. We want the volatility, but there's nothing wrong with taking time to breathe, consolidate, and get comfortable in a channel before we rip. And let's see if tonight is the night that we get a nice push, a solid push up again. FOMC meeting, obviously 75-point base rate hike. The Fed's getting a little bit more aggressive. Maybe money likes that. They think that the Fed's actually trying to do something about inflation now. So they might go a little bit more risk on. We might see some money pumping back into the market for the short term. I know it's on everybody's mind because we're like, all right, now we got to think about July here in a couple of weeks. And so it's going to be short-lived. But let's see if we can get a week or two of some bullish action back into the markets. Maybe we'll get a chance to see our accounts turn green again if you've been holding on to anything and it's went against you. But just always keep in mind that, you know, we want to keep our accounts green. We don't want to see them go against us. Why let it go against us? There's only a couple of plays that people are diamond handing, including me, and other than that, this is a momentum trade, guys. I've been saying it's momentum. Do not rely on a short squeeze in this play because it does not have to happen. It could happen, but it doesn't have to happen. So don't watch your account 100, 200, 300% gains drop all the way back down. Just don't do it in this play. I don't think it's that play. Do what you want. Actually, yeah, you do whatever you want, but this is a momentum trade for most people, and there's opportunities to scalp some actual solid numbers. So thank you again, guys, for coming back to the channel. As always, drop a like, leave a comment, or subscribe if you wish. And stay golden, people, and may your accounts stay green.